Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Hello, my name is Hannah Hollis. I work at Fox Sports, and welcome to today's announcement of the Summer Slam, fully loaded softball. It is so great to have you all with us here today. Now, before we get into the formalities, I'd like to acknowledge the Darug people of the Darug Nation, the traditional custodians of the land in which we meet today. I pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Now, on behalf of Softball Australia and their Chief Executive, David Pryles, I'd like to welcome our friends in the media, sponsors and key stakeholders here today to the Bankstown International Sports Centre, the home of Softball New South Wales, for some very exciting announcements for the sport. Now, in just a few months' time, the diamond on which we're standing will play host to the Asia Pacific Cup, featuring some of the world's best teams, including our own Australian team, which, by the way, we are ranked 4th at, so humble brag to us there. Now, as we begin today's proceedings, I'd like to welcome some of the representatives from the Australian softball team to join me over here for a very exciting world-first initiative for the sport and for the announcement of a new broadcast rights agreement. So, ladies, I'd like to invite, and we might hold the applause until the end, Stacey Porter, the current captain of the Travelodge Aussie Spirit team. Come on over. Stacey has long been one of the most feared players in world softball. She spends most of the year playing in the lucrative Japan Professional League, and she's played more than 400 games for Australia, notching up that impressive milestone a little earlier this year, right here at this very venue. Next up is Kaya Parnaby. Now, Kaya is one of the best pitchers in the world. She grew up on Sydney's Northern Beaches and started playing softball at just 11 years of age. She also plays professionally in Japan and has represented Australia at World Championship level since 2010. Need an extra hand. Next up is Ellen Roberts. Now, Ellen has had the 2 busiest years of her career, playing professionally in the Netherlands, the US, Canada and Japan, as well as joining the Travelodge Aussie Spirit team for the World Championship. At home, she played a key role in the New South Wales Fire Stars winning the Gilly Shield in January. Stacey McManus. For Stacey, softball is a family affair. Not only does your sister play, but both parents do as well. An elite middle infielder at international level, Stacey has represented the Travelodge Aussie Spirit more than 100 times and has been a stalwart for the New South Wales Fire Stars teams at national championships. Next up is Tani Steptoe. Tani is a rising Australian softball star who was elevated to the Travelodge Aussie Spirit squad in 2017 following some brilliant performances at the Junior World Softball Championship in Florida. And she played her first Open Women's World Championships in Japan earlier this year. Next up is Taylor Titsakronis. Only 24 years of age, Taylor has already represented Australia more than 50 times at the international level and played a key role in the Aussie Spirit's first season in the National Pro Fast Pitch League in the USA. She also spent the previous 2 years playing professionally with the US fast pitch teams in Pennsylvania Rebellion and for the Chicago Bandits. Ladies, thank you all very much for being with us here today. We will hear a little bit more from you later in the proceedings, but first, I would like to welcome to the microphone the Chief Executive, David Pryles, Softball Australia, to outline today's announcement. David, over to you.
Thanks, Hannah, and thank you all for attending. It's with great excitement that I announce a brand new world-first event to be held here at Blacktown International Sports Park in February 2019. The Summer Slam fully loaded softball is a world-first game changer for this sport, and it takes us into the new generation. I'd like to thank Fox Sports and Peter Campbell for coming on board in our first broadcast deal that this sport has seen. This event will be broadcast in prime time on the eastern seaboard of Australia from the 4th to the 6th of February 2019. I'd also like to thank the support of our partners, Travelodge through the TFE Hotels brand, East Coast Car Rentals and Greytrex, as well as the great support that we received from Sport Australia and the Australian Government. I'd firstly implore everyone to go to our new website, fullyloadedsoftball.com.au, and vote on the teams that you'll see, the franchise teams that you'll see earlier in 2019. Make sure you get your tickets. They're on sale now, and we look forward to seeing everyone back here in February 2019. Thanks, Hannah.
Great. Thank you, David. I think you said it perfectly when you say it's a game changer for the sport. I think those words will be reverberated around Australia come February. Well, to tell us a little bit more about the broadcast partnership, I'd now like to welcome my boss and the head of Fox Sports, Peter Campbell.
Thanks, everybody. Fox Sports is absolutely delighted to be able to partner with Softball Australia with an initiative like this. The SummerSlam fully loaded softball. What a great initiative. We love being part of world firsts. As I understand it, David, this is going to be a world first. And this is really going to be able to take softball to a brand new audience. Fox Sports has been able to partner with the federal government in looking at underrepresented sports in terms of what we can do with broadcast. And so it's being able to take initiatives that the sport is being able to bring to us, and then for us to be able to then take that on a broadcast basis to a far bigger audience. And that opens up an enormous amount of opportunities for Softball Australia to be able to bring in additional corporate partners, most importantly, participation and interest in the sport. So we love being involved with world firsts, and the SummerSlam fully loaded softball, a great initiative, one that Fox Sports is really proud to be able to bring to all Australians next February. So well done, David. Well done, everybody. We look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter. Well said. Well, we've heard from David about what's in store for our Australian players in the new SummerSlam softball fully loaded format and the great competition that we have to look forward to. But let's hear from a couple of the players now who are going to be competing in this competition. What does this mean for them? Are they excited? How do they feel about it? So, Stacey and Kyra, I'll get you guys to come forward. Stacey, I'll start with you. You are the captain of Australia's Aussie Spirit team. How excited are you about the SummerSlam fully loaded format, and what can fans expect?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like you said, I've played 400 games for Australia, and I've never sort of played something, I guess, this different in my sport. So it's certainly an exciting time for the whole sport around Australia, and like you said, it's first in the world, so all around the world as well. So yeah, I think you can expect lots of I guess, impressive play, different strategies, and sort of some new and interesting things.
All right, now, Kaya, you are one of the best pitchers in the world. What were your initial reactions when you first heard this format being floated?
I was really excited. I mean, for pitchers, it's going to be a lot more difficult not having the new rules with not having any pitches in between innings, having closer fences. So for the batters, it's going to be a lot of fun, and for pitchers, it just puts a whole lot more pressure on us.
Can you tell us a bit more about how the strategy from your point of view does change given the amended rules?
Yeah, I guess our strategy does change a lot, and we're trying to minimise those big hits and stop the runs from scoring, which in any softball game is what we strive for. But just trying to keep the ball in the infield with loaded bases all the time, so that will be one of our strategies.
Cool, sorry. Need an extra hand at this point. Stacey, how important is it to have these types of events here in Australia, the Asia Pacific Cup and also SummerSlam, as we prepare to head towards the qualifiers for Tokyo 2020?
Yeah, well, it's a very important year for us, and I think the more that we can play softball as a team and against international competition is going to benefit us. So, yeah, and to be on home soil, we don't get a lot of chances to be on home soil, so that's always exciting as well.
Home advantage, no matter what sport you play, is always a good thing to have up your sleeve. What do you think the SummerSlam means for aspiring young players on the grassroots level, and ultimately, do you think events like this will help attract more people to the game?
Yeah, I do think that. Kids love to watch international softball anyway, and I think if you get, a sort of shortened game and more exciting, lots more happening in the game, I'm sure that the kids will tack onto that as well.
Kaya, we're here to also talk about the broadcast deal with Fox Sports. What does it mean to have the competition broadcast on TV in Australia for everyone to be able to watch?
It's incredible. I mean, our sport rarely gets media attention, and for us to be on live TV at prime time right around Australia, that's incredible. It means all our family and friends, whether they be interstate, they get to watch us, and yeah, it's going to be great.
What does it mean for the future of softball as well to have it broadcast on Fox Sports?
It's massive for the future. I mean, it will broadcast to the world and Australia what softball is, and hopefully it will promote it to the younger players, and we'll get more participants.
Stacey, I'm sure there are going to be a bunch of comparisons between the SummerSlam to the likes of the Big Bash, which have been incredibly successful. What are the benefits of tournaments like this for players in development pathways particularly?
Yeah, I guess, well, it just having loaded bases every innings is just going to create that opportunity to score a run every innings. I was thinking earlier today that I've played a lot of games of softball in my life, and I'm not too sure how many times I've had loaded bases when I've come up to bat. So just to be put in that pressure situation, I think, is something that will really help us.
How important is it for young players to have the opportunity to play against top players in the competition like yourself, to be exposed to that sort of talent from such a young age?
Yeah, well, I was a young girl growing up once, and any time I got to play against someone older than me with more experience, it was always a learning opportunity for me. So I just, to be around that and to aspire to that and just be beside that person, I think will be fantastic.
Kaya, as this competition is a world first, do you see it becoming something that other countries are going to want to adopt, particularly given there are a few internationals in the team? Do you see this potentially growing a big international audience?
I hope it does. It seems very interesting, and I can't wait to play it. So I really hope that other nations really cling on to it, and we could get this going as a world thing. So I definitely can.
And my last question to both of you: how are you going to feel going up against teammates when you have to play them as opposition in a competition like this? I'll start with you, Kaya.
Well, I rarely play against these girls, so I'm going to hate it. I will dread having to pitch to them, especially with loaded bases, but it'll be a nice challenge. So
good. I'm sure you've got some inside info you can keep up your sleeve. What about you, Stacey?
Yeah, I agree. We play against each other at state level, but yeah, to play with each other and against each other, it's always going to the next level, and that's what we need.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much to Stacey and Kaya, and to Ellen Roberts, Stacey McManus, Tani Steptoe and Taylor Titsakronis for being with us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our incredible athletes. It is certainly a terrific day today for the sport, a brand new tournament and format that is set to excite softball fans around Australia and no doubt pick up some more fans along the way. And it's a great day for Fox Sports as well, with the announcement of the new broadcast partnership. Well, that concludes our formalities for this morning. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out and for your time today. For the media in attendance, all of the ladies will be available for interview, as will David Prowse and Peter Campbell from Fox Sports. Thank you again. Enjoy your day, and we can't wait to kick off the summer